You get to the fun part?
Yeah.
Wait,
It's going to be more, of course, a lot of blood, violence, guns involved as well. And it's very gritty. And it's a different feel compared to what the other MCU stuff that we've seen.
Whoop, Freudian slip.
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
Now, what you've got here is a scrotum and nothing else.
Arwen. Tolenilu. Ichaer gwannar navalano sibado no kirar.
Vagina.
In the swamp shower where the trailers stand in line, Frodo's in the mud drinking homemade shine. Bill was on the porch telling tales all day long. Everything was quiet till the ring came along. Candle Frodo up on his mule named Joe, said the ring's trouble, we gotta hit the road. With the swamp behind and the mountains ahead, we're just good old boys doing what Gandalf said. Frodo's carrying the ring and it's dragging slow, but we're marching through the mud with a steady flow. Aragorn's a tracker hunting coons at night. Gimli swinging axes, but his aim ain't right. Legolas is prepping, shooting bugs off logs. Harwin's painting toenails, yelling at the dogs. Saruman's a neighbor's always causing grief, scheming in his tower like a backwoods thief. With the swamp behind and the mountains ahead, we're just good old boys doing what Gandalf said. Frodo's carrying the ring and it's dragging slow, but we're marching through the mud with a steady flow. Frodo's feeling rough, that ring's getting mean. Sam's frying up catfish, keeping Frodo lean. Boromir's all tangled, lost in the dark. Galadriel's telling fortunes in the back of her yard. Gollum's that we're cousin we don't bring to town, but he's family, so we keep him around. With the swamp behind and the mountains ahead, we're just good old boys doing what Gandalf said. Frodo's carrying the ring and it's dragging slow, but we're marching through the mud with a steady flow.
Here they come and the crowd cannot wait.
It's not Friday, but I wanted to play that anyway. What the what's up, everybody? I'm by myself. I'm lonely. No one's here. I've been abandoned. I've been abandoned by my producer, X-Ray Girl, who had to go get her nails done with Kara for some event tonight, whatever. And Chris is probably taking an old man piss and getting some coffee. So he'll be here in about an hour. I see him right there. What's up?
Hey, man.
Hey. I know. It's okay.
I was having technical problems. I'm going to fire my whole staff.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Just me.
Your staff of you. Well, you can, you could ceremonially like fire Alan Ng just for fun.
And then rehire him.
The next day.
Yeah.
I think we can do that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been so long. I missed you. How are you?
Oh my God. I'm doing good. Watched your adventures. I got to say, wait, how's your lip?
It's better. It's like healed. Yeah, it was horrible. Like for a white guy, I got pretty big lips, right? So, and it grew like 2 sizes. It like swelled up because the genius me, I put I normally don't put on sunscreen. I just don't. But when you're at 11,000 feet, you need to do it. So but I didn't put any on my lips, and dude, they got fried. So it was a little hard to talk.
Something like that happened to a friend of mine at San Diego Comic-Con, laying out by the Marriott pool. The bottom of his feet got a sunburn. I've never heard of this. He was in pain. It was bad. I mean, we were all laughing. But,
I got they warned us. They said the sun hits different up here, so cover everything. I got sunburn on my ankles. It was nuts. But it was fun. It was so much fun. It was kind of a life-changing experience. Seeing, going down there and, a country, ideally when I was growing up, I never thought I'd even go to, right? Until I got into this ancient civilization stuff. And it was the perfect vacation. We had the perfect group. We were with Michael Collins from Wandering Wolf. You might, if you're in the ancient civilization sphere, you might know him from the Sage Wall. They used some of his drone footage in The Last Ancient Aliens for Pumapunku. He's a good dude. He's based. And he'll be at the meetup tonight, by the way, if anybody wants to meet him. And he just interviewed Graham Hancock.
Wait a second. Are we live?
Yeah, of course we are.
I didn't know. I thought this is our
I probably should have told you.
Oh my God.
I started the show.
I almost said a few things. Did you see the message I sent you last night?
Yeah, I did. That's
we'll
crazy.
Talk about that
later. Yeah. Actually, I was at dinner with Ryan. Ryan saw the message too. So
my feeling is stuff will leak on Reddit.
I think it's weird. Well, I mean, it's kind of an early test screening. Yes. We won't say what movie it is, but it's kind of early. It's kind of early.
This friend of mine who you have met, he said he gets regularly invited to the WB ones. He said he's likely to see a 3-hour cut.
Oh,
he'll see an early cut with lots of footage that they cut down.
I don't know how that. Part of me wants to see a 3-hour movie, and part of me doesn't. So sounds like some fence sitting shit right there. Sorry, but I rewatched the Batman. I forgot that thing was 3 hours. Good thing I was on like a 7-hour flight. So and we'll talk about the Penguin. But yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. Like, so you see in the title, Hollywood needs to shut the fuck up, and they really do. Yes. And we'll explain why. Chris probably doesn't even know the context and knows exactly where we're going to go with that. Why this year in particular, they just need to sit it out and shut the fuck up. If they want an industry at all.
I think people are fed up. I think that Zachary Levi clip, which I hope you play.
We will play that and something else. Yes.
People are fed up because most of Hollywood, let me just explain this. Most of Hollywood, in particular, below the line people, camera people, craft services, the guys, gaffers, these are just the grunts working on a crew are based. They're based.
Yes, they are.
Not really political. They don't have the luxury to champion social causes, But to be clear, we are less than 2 weeks away from the media declaring Kamala Harris is our first woman president. The media will declare that in less than 2 weeks.
Despite what they see on the TV.
Look, don't let facts get in the way.
Well, it hasn't stopped the corporate media in the past. I completely agree with you there, Chris.
I remember the last election when Biden was like trotting out. He did that sort of jog, and it's like there was nothing. They just decided it's Saturday, or was it Saturday or Friday? It was like, let's just say that it happened. So remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I saw it live.
I remember everything from those days. And culturally, even believe it or not, despite what happens a couple of weeks from now, culturally things are changing. Things are shifting back into a more sane direction, which is all we've ever wanted over this past almost decade. But the system is not going to go down easy, and the state will not go down easy. But I mean, you got to think. I was told to let this go, Chris, on Friday.
Right.
Kind of lit a fire under my ass.
I heard you.
I ain't fucking letting the response to COVID go ever. But the one thing I want to thank it for is it did truly, even people who got the jab and believed differently before, so many more people now believe differently. They've opened their eyes to the truth, and we can't really get on their ass too much because most of these people are working. They don't watch television every day. They catch little pieces of the news when they're at the gym or at an airport or something like that, and they're busy raising their families. So I'm not going to sit there and just shit on everybody about it. But there is a point where you got to wake up, and they did. And a lot of people did, and I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. At least something good came out of what was fucking horrible. What was absolutely a travesty that we were watching over those few years. And so we've got more people just waking up, and I think that's incredibly good. We have a long ways to go, though. Long ways to go. And this isn't going to fix itself in 4 years, and maybe not in our generation. So much damage was done, but you got to start somewhere. And I think this is the start, like for Hollywood, for entertainment anyway. This is definitely the year, like, woke died. This is definitely the year. Thank fucking God. Now they could keep making it, but it's just going to keep failing, and that's fine. But they're starting to pick up that when we make a normal movie, people go. Like Beetlejuice, not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but did well because it was just a normal movie. We'll talk about the actor in it in just a second, because he just fucking kicked himself in the balls. But too bad. Like Michael Keaton, but adult pretenders are adult pretenders, even the ones we like. But yeah, back from Peru, back to normal schedule. We have a big meetup tonight at 7:00. Ricky Bobby's. I think there's a few RSVPs left. I'm sure Eric will be in there, or other mods will put the link, and I think the link's in the description. And X-Ray Girl's getting her nails done.
Is it really?
Yeah, I let her go. The girls are going out and doing their girl stuff, and the girls need to do the girl stuff once in a while.
That guinea pig eating Asian woman.
Yes. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. No.
Oh my God. Those pictures, I was a little grossed out. I was grossed out.
Oh, you should imagine being there, dude.
Oh, you didn't eat it, did you?
Oh, hell no. I had spaghetti.
Yeah.
I'm going to have carbs tonight while you guys are eating that. But yeah, they take a guinea pig and they skin it and they stick a stick up its ass, and then they rotisserie fry it or something, whatever they do. And it's got to be prepared. And it's a very special delicacy in Peru that you have on holidays or something like that. And everybody liked it. They said it tastes like chicken. Melissa said it was too salty or whatever, but everybody seemed to like it. And they devoured it. And then they put the heads of the guinea pigs on a plate. And they named them all, by the way, like Sebastian and it was disgusting. But the other food in Peru is pretty good. Alpaca. Alpaca is good. Yeah, it tastes like beef. It tastes like steak.
I don't know. I'm a steak.
They're kind of nasty anyway. So
I'm a steak, chicken, pork guy. I had venison once when I was in London.
Venison's good.
and it was kind of gamey,
Mhm.
as they say. It's like chewy.
Needs to be prepared well.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what they do in their steaks in Peru? They cook them. I didn't ask for a well done steak, and I got the most perfect well done steak I've ever had.
I'm more of a medium rare guy. I
I'm
like pink on the
well done.
inside, so to speak. Like
Well
I
done.
like my women. Anyways.
Oh, welcome,
Yeah.
chat. Hi, chat. I see you guys there. Psychotic Mongoose, Nick Brony, what is that? Universanity. I like that name. It took me a second to get there, but I like it. It's kind of like Nerdrotic. Like Jeremy still can't say he says Nerdrotic. Like there's a J in there or something. Piddly Widdly, one of the mics, Smeagoli. It says Smeagoli. Paul Anderson. Chelsea M. What's up, Eric K? What are you saying? What did you say right there? Gary, they were eating rat without a tail. You're right. I mean, it was a freaking rat. What's up, Eric? You're right. Frosty Film Watcher, Joseph Dunley, everybody else, hail to the fellowship. Smoo, are you here, Smoo? Did you make it? I hope you made it. We have a lot of people converging on San Antonio. I think Drunk 3PO's here. I had dinner with Ryan and Kara and X-Ray Girl last night. It was quite nice. And I guess Ryan went out and partied because that's what he does. And I went to bed after watching YouTube because I'm an old man.
I was
That's a good
hearing
time for
Gene
me.
Genie, like, he was out there at some courtyard where there was nobody. It was kind of boring.
Well, yeah, dude, that's why I picked San Antonio because it's kind of a boring town. It's kind of a normal suburban-y, boring town, and I couldn't afford to live in the country and have 80 Starlinks because my job is kind of connected to the internet. I mean, I could have moved to the country, but my internet would have sucked. So, yeah. It's chill. It's not Austin.
It's boring, maybe with the exception of Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes. Is that real?
Yes and no. It's not 4. It wasn't 4. We do have a cringe, horrible sheriff. And again, it was funny. I got a super chat because I was going off on the sheriff, and the guy sent in a super chat. And he's like, Gary's been in Texas 2 years, and he wants to run the sheriff out of town. You're right. I do. Bear County Sheriff. So if you're in Bear County, which I was calling Bexar because that's how it's spelled, but you say it Bear. I don't fucking know. Bear County has the lamest sheriff in the country. So if you live here, vote for your dog, vote for your cat, vote for your mom, vote for your wife's boyfriend. I don't care. But do not vote for this sheriff, the incumbent. Vote for anybody else. Get him out of office. He's a fucking twat. He wanted to press charges on Ron DeSantis for flying the immigrants to Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, I love that.
And that was within like 2 weeks. And it's different, but a San Antonio cop shooting a kid eating a cheeseburger in his car. But this fucker's worried about that shit. It's like, we got other things to worry about, like getting better cops, maybe. Getting better cops. And admittedly, I don't have a very good relationship with sheriffs in the past. I've been arrested by a lot of them and booked by a lot of them and kept in jail by a lot of them. But yeah, there's some good sheriffs out there. Chris, let's start. Well, I got to find, I have to do this all on my own, so it's going to take time. Let's start.
By the way, I'm not caught up. I haven't seen Penguin. I feel so horrible.
It's okay. So Mahler and Az liked the episode, but it wasn't their favorite. I kind of liked it more than they did. I liked it more than they did because it shifted back to the Penguin. So it shifts right back to the Penguin on that one. It still has a potential to go like everything does. Like House of the Dragon, I was really enjoying until they gave us the blue balls. It's still a good season of television. But there's a character that needs to go. It's still like in my top 5. But Penguin is still number 2 for me, Chris Gore, because the number 1 show for me is The Gentleman.
I heard that. I heard you say that. And I still have not seen it, but now I have to.
You have
over the holidays, I will catch up on everything.
It's a good holiday watch. It's a good holiday watch. It's fun. It's fun. It's really good, slick, and fun. That's the kind of shit I like. and Susie Glass. You want to talk about this year has been a good year for the female mobster. So we have Sophia and Susie from those two, and they're fucking great. Like that's like it's so lame that we have to say like that's how you do a female character. You have her act like a girl.
Yeah.
You ever act like a really fucking intelligent woman who has to use her brain to weave around all this gangster shit and does it really well. That's fucking great. That's how you do it. And the fact we have to say that out loud shows you how bad things are in Hollywood.
Not a good year for musicals. Not a good year for musicals. And
was there another musical besides Joker 2?
No,
Joker 2 should be enough. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
But Wicked, I'm starting to hate that movie. And I love the play. I know it sounds super gay, but the play, and you've seen it too, so you're also
I have.
gay. Yeah, you're gay now. You're gay now.
No, because I was simping for what's her name? Alphaba? Alphabet. Yeah, because the woman playing Alphaba in the San Francisco production was smoking hot.
But the original is about just feeling different and out of place and not being accepted. And it's universal because everyone feels that. And now they have made this movie's version. By the way, part 1, there's another part coming. And I'm sure part 1 is 2.5 hours. They've made it about race. They have made it explicitly about race. And I hate that it's so exclusionary in a way.
Yeah.
Where the original's a universal story and this they've made it's again, I think, this year you've declared, which is now a fact, the death of wokeness happened this year. But too many other movies were made or in production, so it's going to take a while to die off in entertainment.
Yeah, it is. My hot take is I don't care. I mean, because Alphaba's green, so I don't give a shit who plays her. It's just like you couldn't have found a better looking woman to do it.
I'll give you.
I don't care what color she is.
I'll give you a quick tease of
that one hit the ugly tree, every branch of the ugly tree on the way down.
Yeah. But I'll give you a quick tease of what Alan and I are talking about on Hollywood on the Rocks. But you're well aware, and you've reported on. We all have the contraction of the industry, right? It's gotten smaller.
It's shrinkage for sure.
Only 20% of productions are even being done in California. They're all over, right?
Yep.
Only 1 in 5. So, what that is, Alan overheard a conversation. Amongst a bunch of he was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, and overheard. And I'll let him tell the story. But
that happened to me once too. I got arrested.
Well, he could have, but he was in a group of people. Maybe they didn't know who he was. They were prominent people. I'll let him say, basically saying that there's a purge in Hollywood, and the purge is of a certain type of thinking, that they want serious-minded people who are here to build up the industry so that it continues. And other types of people that may have an agenda in mind. Yeah, look at that. They're getting little by little purged and encouraged to, after not working, encouraged to maybe find another type of work. This was the whole conversation. So the Hollywood purge is about the industry has shrunk. The activist types are just kind of going to have to find something else to do, because Hollywood's getting back to the business of making films that appeal and making movies that make money. I'll say this year has been not a great year. Whatever you think of last year, at least there were some, this year is there isn't that big movie where you can say this is going to win the Oscar. There isn't one. I can tell you, I haven't seen it.
No, like, yeah, yeah. There's no Oppenheimer out there, or even some independent movie. I mean, no, you're right. There's no like runaway. Like this is winning it for sure.
There isn't. And by the way, people are saying this is gonna. I'm getting too into the weeds. There's a movie called Honora that came out from a guy named Sean Baker. He did a movie called The Florida Project with Willem Dafoe. Don't know if you remember it, but Honora has explicit sex and nudity. And they're already saying it's going to get Oscars. This will be like the second year in a row, like a movie that is basically a softcore porn.
Okay.
Has gotten, like, the last year was Poor Things. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, you know.
I did not, so I will not comment on it because I did not see it, Chris.
There was a lot of debate. The one thing you can't debate, I mean, there's explicit sex, full frontal. I mean, Emma Stone's hoo-ha, and the woman who plays Honora, you see everything, and there's a lot of sex and nudity in the movie. What does it say about Hollywood that these are the films that are, you know, getting the most recognition, right? Like it's very strange. And along with the substance, which I love, which I've told your wife to see. I don't know how she feels about that now. I know I scarred Steph. That's
Steph.
for sure. I said, go watch The Fly. It's kind of body horror, like The Fly. It's very good.
I love The Fly.
I know it's not for everyone, but you know, Demi Moore might get nominated.
Yeah,
as well.
I think that's probably the one that's going to win a lot, right? Or at least be nominated for a lot.
That and like Honora, it's like when the mainstream, and I love these movies personally, but when mainstream moviegoers see these films that have really explicit sex, what does that say about what Hollywood is, you know, revering or, you know, giving the most recognition in terms of awards? It says something. So we'll see. It's a mixed bag of a year, and this year is really off to me. I think the fourth quarter slate is weak. Although I did see, I don't know if you saw this, Gary, the popcorn bucket for Gladiator 2. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I gotta get this.
It's a coliseum that uses augmented reality. You point your phone at it, and a gladiator fight takes place in the. I kind of want one.
Oh, speaking of good packaging, ladies.
Yeah.
Mahler showed me American Psycho 4K. That's got inside the liner, it's got blood. So I'm like,
nice.
That is the coolest shit I've ever seen.
I love that.
Oh shit, Venom's coming out tomorrow?
Yeah, no, I got tickets.
I gotta go see it. I gotta find a way to go see it.
I think you get a free poster or something.
You know what I did with my Joker 2 poster? I threw it in the trash. Threw it in the trash. But so what you're saying is the Oscars redemption arc is they're going to start handing out Oscars for boobs, which I am for. The nature is healing.
Yes.
Nature is healing.
I'm okay with it. I don't know about mainstream audiences, you know.
It depends on like the usage of the boobage.
Yeah. Well, substance, man. There's a lot of Demi Moore, man, for 61. Holy hell.
If you did like
looks
some French
amazing.
art house film of just Sydney Sweeney sitting in a chair for 2 hours, like naked, it would win Best Picture and make $10 billion.
Side thought, because we're both ADD. How different would Marvel be if Sydney Sweeney played Captain Marvel?
It would be different. But that's been the argument. Like, ultimately, when you get down to the bottom line, Brie Larson was horribly miscast as Captain Marvel. That, like, we also have to count that the screenwriters were shit, the directors were shit, the whole plot was shit, the hero's journey sucked. But some of us actually liked Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers, when she was in the comics.
Yeah.
And she was kind of fun. They gave her problems later, like alcoholism, but like what she's most known for is, you know, getting her powers sucked by Rogue. But no, she had her own comic series. She was fine. If you, at the time, we said Katie Sackhoff. Katie Sackhoff would have been better on the red carpet. She's way more charming. She has a good podcast. And like, that's the complete picture you're going to need in Hollywood now for I can't even say celebrity, for an actor, for an adult pretender, is you're going to need somebody who's kind of got a 5-tool player. You need a 5-tool player and not just on the casting couch. Okay. You need somebody who can give good interview, and not insult the audience, do some basic shit. And that takes a certain amount of intelligence. Right. And yeah, I think it would have been a completely different story. But if she plays Black Cat, Felicia Hardy, fuck yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd be down. But Brie Larson is just unlikable.
Yeah.
She really, I don't know. I feel like she surrounded herself with the wrong people, like Rachel Zegler, these people that are in their ear because they're pretty vapid people, right? So they're the culmination of, the people they hang around with the most, just, echoing certain ideas they heard, kind of understand, but don't really know. It's like people who read the headlines, but don't read the whole article or don't know context or whatever.
Or know how to say a simple thing. Like if you're asked some leading gaslighting question, all you have to say is, oh, I don't know. Yeah.
You're allowed to. Now I feel very comfortable not having opinions about things I don't know about. I don't know. Whereas I won't call it anyone, but there are people who, this is some places, somewheres on YouTube, there are people that have a lot of opinions, but they haven't seen the thing or watched the thing. And I'm like, I can't take you seriously. You have to see the thing, then come down with an opinion. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I don't care what the opinion is.
Yeah. I mean, there's the side of like commenting on red carpet and stuff like that. And that's all we have yeah, absolutely. But once the thing comes out, I think if you're covering pop culture, I think it's really important to watch the thing. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I'm on most stuff. I just wait to watch the movie. Right. So that's what I did with Joker. I waited to watch the movie and I watched the movie.
I kept hearing it wasn't great. And then I was like, well, let's wait. It was very clear in the first
10 minutes. Yeah, 10, 15 minutes. And I felt the same way. I'm like, well, I heard that about the first one too, especially from the critics.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll go check it out. But yeah, it was pretty clear. Once I saw the dude that was going to be the Joker and I knew he was the Joker, I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And that was so freaking obvious. And the fact that it was because it was obvious. It was like, well, if I'm figuring out, everybody's figuring this out. So, and we're just waiting for it to happen. But back to Hollywood they purged themselves. We talked about this during the strike, and it wasn't like you had to be some kind of genius to figure it out. This is an industry that has been lying to itself for the past half decade. They've been lying about their numbers. They've been lying about audiences. They've been lying about their actual productions. And this is stuff they got away with for a long time prior to super corporate Hollywood. The problem is you can't lie yourself into success. You can't guilt people into watching your movie. As a matter of fact, it does quite the opposite. And the one thing every single one of these articles misses is Hollywood's act outside of Hollywood and how much damage it's done to their brand. And it bears repeating often because they know it now. There's no way they don't know it. They just refuse to say it. And there's that until they acknowledge that. It's like an alcoholic. Until you acknowledge you have a fucking problem, it ain't going to change. So you could think of every other excuse in the world, and some of them are valid, but your foundation is the paying customer, the audience. You have made half of them minimum mad. So now you have to charge more to fewer people, charge higher ticket prices to fewer people. And now it's finally starting to be talked about like, oh, ticket sales are actually down. Like you'll see $1 billion movies, but ticket sales, actual sales to human beings are down. And I saw this in the comic industry for fucking 2 decades. We just saw the audience shrinking. So we started making more variants and charging more for the comics, and it doesn't grow your industry. Oh, and then they started like, oh, we can't put comics in 7-Elevens. And what are they doing? They're shutting down theaters, or they're shortening the windows for like the same thing happened with comics, Chris. It was chasing the trade. It was like, let's make 4 single issue comics to put it in a trade, and we'll just, and people will just go, I'll wait for the trade. And then they got tired of waiting for the trade, and then everything was a trade, and it wasn't special anymore. And that's exactly what's fucking happening with the movie theater. They shortened the release window. Oh, we'll just wait for streaming, and then maybe I'll get around to it. Maybe I won't when it gets on streaming, and nobody makes any money.
Wild Robot, which was very good, simple, fun animated movie from DreamWorks, is out in theaters still, also on digital. But I have a couple comments. One, the French often don't do many things right. In fact, mostly wrong. The one thing they do right, they don't rank films by money. They rank by admissions. And they even count if a movie critic goes to a free screening of a movie, it's counted, because they want to gauge the most popular film, who saw movies the most. This whole thing of box office and report, how do you compare it to Star Wars in 1977? I mean, and all of those things are an educated guess, and it's fine, but it's not a real gauge. So the whole box office, hey, it did this, it's better to count the admissions. Fewer and fewer people are going to the movies. And I will say this, I saw a really interesting, I don't know if you follow Bridget Fetisi. Do you know who she is?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
She's great. I listen to her. She's fun. She's been naked on the internet. I can't believe that. Don't look it up. She said that the Democrats have Bud Lighted their brand. So the brand of a Democrat is like they did what happened to Bud Light, right? It's more for women. It's this. They've alienated black men, like are the most. I mean, it's horrible what they've done. But what I'm saying is also that I'm going to tie it in. All comes back. Hollywood has done the same thing. Hollywood has Bud Lighted their brand, where Hollywood is no longer trusted. And you won't just go see a movie because you'll question before you decide, right? I mean, Is that a fair comparison?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, they've when you've done brand damage, it's something that's almost impossible to come back from unless you find like some serious humility, which I don't think Hollywood is capable of. And you're absolutely right, by the way, Chris. I was just in agreement with you with we said a long time ago, when this alienation of the male was going on in Hollywood, they tried to affix it to the white male. It's like, no, it's the male. And one of the, I hate identity politics. I hate it so much. But you would notice that there was, for a long time in television, there was the effeminate black guy, the non-threatening black male.
Yeah.
Well, that was, that's the bigotry of low expectations. That is the bigotry on display. I'll never forget, Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, right? It's like, so you're going to make okay, fine. You're going to make a Latin American Ghost Rider. But of course his brother has gang affiliations and he works in a garage. It's like, come on. Why couldn't you just be it's like they can't help themselves. And they go, well, this is the authentic Mexican-American experience in Los Angeles. I'm like, not for everybody, no. Not necessarily. Like, it ain't the 70s. It ain't the 60s. That's the kind of bullshit we've been trying to fight. And here we are. It's the alienation of the male, of just masculinity. And when we were talking about this 5 years ago, we were called everything under the sun for going, no, I'm not going to apologize for being a dude. I'm not going to apologize for having testosterone. And I'm not going to, this is how I'm built. Okay. By nature, by God. Fuck you for calling all of it, toxic. And like, we told you this was going to bite you in the ass, and now it's biting you in the ass.
The majority of ticket buyers that go to the movies were men. It was traditionally men go to the movies, women watch TV. So a lot of TV is feminized and hallmarked or whatever, the kind of stuff. And that's fine, but when you take your core audience, and it's weird because you'll even see if there's even any masculinity in a movie, it's kind of checked.
It's always checked. Yes.
Up in check. Right. Or like called out or whatever. And that's why so many movies, do you realize how many retro movies are being released? I just got a press release. Fifth Element is coming back to theaters in November.
Yeah.
I mean,
Godzilla -1 this Friday, next Friday, week from this Friday. Yeah.
No, 13 minutes of extra BTS footage.
Yeah. No, I'm going to go see Fifth Element on the big screen. I adore that movie. But you're right. They're trying. At least they're trying to figure out ways to survive, right? And this is how you do it. Like but Hollywood will not be. Movie theaters are going to have to open more up to the Asian markets and anime, which will fill theaters. Anytime there's oh God, what's the dragon one? The dragon anime chat. You know which one I'm talking about. Demon Slayer. Why did I say dragon? Demon Slayer. Like if there's like a showing at my theater, parking lot's full. Parking lot's full for that. Yeah. So they need to open. They're going to have to do that because Hollywood is getting decentralized, whether they like it or not. And I'm absolutely fucking stoked for that. I think this is good for culture. It'll be good for the art. They need to get away from this corporatism that I don't think, I think there is some desire to get away from it and they don't know how. I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to fucking say it because I want to white pill people a little bit. I'm getting in super trouble for saying this. So I was told, you know who told me. Okay. And I've told you this before, but I haven't said it. Yeah. When it comes to, it's not, okay, this isn't going to be 100% turnaround. Just want to preface this. But Kevin Feige said, as far as diversity is concerned, we have done our bit for king and country. We're done. Doesn't mean they're going to change overnight. Doesn't mean everything's going to change. I don't know if it's going to change at all. That's what he said, though. That's what he said. Which says a lot of things. That a lot of things were dictated. Maybe Kevin Feige's, being a producer in Hollywood and trying to shift the blame a little bit. I don't know. I've always thought he was completely in charge, but I'm just passing on what I heard, and I promised to pass it on. It was supposed to be a year from now, but why not? Let's just do it now.
Yeah.
Ask for forgiveness. I'll just ask for forgiveness. But yeah, and it's because they're faced with this. And you mentioned earlier, like all the activists are going somewhere. That's why they were running to gaming. For one, it's a bigger industry, makes more money, way more lucrative, and that's why they were running to gaming. And man, did they fuck that up. Mm-hmm. Man, did they fuck it up. But yes, 20% plunge because it's a purge that we all knew was coming. And it had a lot of factors. There was a lot of factors, Chris. But the biggest one, and they let it fester like a cancer, is pissing off the audience. That's why I said 2 years ago, I said it this year, I'm like, whatever the election is, however you're going to vote Hollywood, I would just sit this one out if you want an industry. I would just fucking sit it out. Doesn't mean you have to vote any different. I don't care. I think you're dumb, but I mean, like, you vote for whoever you want. But you could even talk about policy if you want. That's fine. But if you're doing what Michael Keaton did.
I saw a movie that he was in called Goodrich, which we reviewed on Film Threat. It's a little indie movie. It's this family drama where he is a man that basically the whole story is he has disappointed every woman in his life. But I feel like Hollywood feels like they need to cower and because I feel like, God, all of this will sound bad to say. There needs to be balance in the industry, right? There are just way too many people in high positions that are feminine. I don't mean they're all women either, but I just mean that they're feminine. And it's sort of forced old school folks like Michael Keaton to feel obligated to, show that they're on board. They're on board. And
It's like they got to bend the knee, right?
Right.
It's because they've
Exactly.
chased the masculinity out of a lot of things. And again, I completely agree. There needs to be balance, egalitarianism. That's what there needs to be. I don't want one dominant over the other. They're just, but one is missing. Star Wars is missing masculinity and has been since Disney took it over. And that's what killed it. Marvel has been missing masculinity. Doctor Who is missing masculinity. Star Trek is devoid of masculinity. And these were male-dominated brands that women liked, that everybody liked. And it's like what we were talking about earlier. They tried to will something into existence. This is what happened to the comic industry. We've talked about it before. There was some stupid anecdotal poll that was put up, like, are women interested in comic books? They didn't ask, do women buy comic books regularly or anything? They just, are they interested? And guess what? Half the population said yes. And the movie theaters were seeing that too. And they're like, well, we just need to make, they saw a potential audience there, which is always there, by the way. But what they thought was for women was what like Hollywood producer, middle-aged women in HR departments in corporate America. They thought they wanted. No. There's still this thing called the family out there, and women mostly like the men, and don't hate them because they don't work in Hollywood, where the men we're pretty awful. For a long time, we're pretty up, but not all dudes are like that. So, but here's the thing: like, everybody likes Michael Keaton, everybody likes Batman, Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Okay. This was fucking stupid, what he says here, and it's how he says it. It's how he says it. This is fucking retarded. This is why I call them adult pretenders, because most of them are a bunch of empty-headed fucking morons, and it doesn't matter if he's older than me. He's had life experience and he's a grandpa now, and that's great, and he's a family man, but most of them work in insular Hollywood and their assistants feed them their takes on politics and stuff. They don't know shit. So they feel confident enough to go out there and say stuff like this and not think about, like, what are the repercussions.
Hey, hi, Michael. For some of you folks who,
share audio.
guys mostly, I
can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
The audience hear it? I can't hear it.
I think the audience can hear it. I think
the audience can?
The audience can. Yeah. I don't know why you can't.
I'll just, whatever. It's all good, man.
Well, I'll sum up what you've heard it, though. So this is for the audience.
Hey, hi, Michael. For some of you folks who, guys mostly, I guess, who are thinking about attending a rally with Musk and Trump, they don't really respect you. They laugh at you behind your back. They think you're stupid. They don't want to hang out with you. They have nothing in common with you. They're not your bros. And I'm telling you, when Trump, years ago, I guess, said, I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and they'd still vote for me, basically what he's saying in parentheses is, these people are so stupid, they're so dumb, they'd still vote for me. They have no respect for you. Trust me. Hey, hi, Michael.
So, so you could read that there. That is exactly how Hollywood feels about you.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, who I respect as an actor, has always been a cantankerous mofo. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't give a shit about you. He wouldn't fucking piss on you if you were on fire. He's an adult pretender. So that's massive projection for one. And nobody, I don't vote based on who I'm going to hang with or break bread with, for one. And to come out there, and Michael is still calling you stupid. He's still calling he's literally calling everybody who votes for Trump stupid. This fucking retard.
It's so arrogant and elitist.
Yes.
And not surprised. I have seen this since I moved to the West Coast in 1989 when Batman was out. I remember I saw that movie 7-8 times in the theater. I probably a lot more than that now that I think about it. But and there was I had an office on Hollywood Boulevard, and the Egyptian, which was run down then, was playing it still. This was in movies were in theaters for a long time. The home video version wouldn't come out for a year. Hollywood has so damaged not just their brand, the business model. They have made movies less valuable, less special. So this is just so sad to see. But yeah, I would just go to the Dollar Theater and see second run Batman 89 playing in like freaking November. You know, it opened in June. So those were the days.
Those were the days when you didn't know. But I guess Batman feels like he could sway. Maybe he was asked. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You come out there and say that and you call half the country stupid. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
Hey,
Michael Keaton, are you going out and paying your if you have employees, are you paying their health care? Are you buying their houses? Are you paying for their cancer care? Because that's what Trump did for his employees. Elon Musk answered emails from everybody at Tesla. We could directly email Elon Musk and we get a response if we needed to.
God, you know, I haven't had McDonald's since my health incident in April, but I kind of want McDonald's. I was like watching that footage of Trump.
Yeah, seed oils are terrible. Don't touch it. Seed
Look,
oils are fucking awful. Don't.
I know they're bad.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, watching that video was so fun. He was being, look, we all political things like that are staged.
Of course.
Every single one. There isn't one that's not. Both sides do it. But in the moment, he was genuine with the people he interacted with, to the customers, to the guy teaching him fries.
The guy who just had 2 assassination attempts should just walk into a fucking random McDonald's and start passing stuff out. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course it's staged.
It's going to be on Rogan Friday. Is it Friday they're recording it? And then, like, when does it drop?
It probably drops right. Well, they have to edit it. I thought it was recording it because they record everything.
Yeah, but how much editing? They really don't do much.
No, they don't. I don't think they do a little bit. I know of some that have been edited with the Randall Carlson and stuff. But I can't wait. This is dumb. This was dumb. You know, like, at least we're going to show the other side of this with Zachary Levi, but he's not disparaging the other voters. That's the difference. It's like, you could not, I don't care if he likes Trump or not. I don't care if Michael Keaton likes Trump or not. That doesn't factor into my enjoyment of his movies in any way, shape, or form. But it's when you go after the American people, that's when it starts hurting my enjoyment. It's like, oh, fuck you. These people have made you a very rich man. You get to pretend for a living. You don't even have to write the words that you're pretending to. Somebody else does that for you. You just show up and pretend well. I would just wake up every morning going, I have the greatest job in the world. I don't have to write shit. I have to show up. People fucking pamper me. I get free food and I get to just repeat lines.
Yeah.
What a fucking great country. What a great country. But he's all, they don't respect. They're not going to hang out. Are you going to hang out with the people, Michael? You going to do that? You going to get down there, hang out with the people? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. Yeah. Shut up and act. You see Clifton Duncan's tweet today? It's pretty good.
I saw that. Oh my God. I was showing it to people.
Yeah.
And to illustrate off the Zachary Levi, I don't know if you're going to play that, but
I got to find it. But
I was at a major Hollywood event last night with Alan.
Oh, nice.
With Verbal Riot. We're all hanging out. I think, you know what people are done with? People are done with, I'm sick of feeling a certain way politically and feeling I don't have the freedom to say that's how I feel, because I'll be shamed. Like I just told you, I have an STD, you know, people are done with that. I think a lot of people, and Zachary implies that in the video. I hope you show it. It's short. No X-ray girl today. We have to.
Yeah.
Gary and I have to do everything. But that was like, people are sick of it. Like, you're not a bad person. And I'm tired of this. I only care if my team wins or you know what? A little of that, fine. I care that we solve the problems facing us. That's not a team thing. You know, we have so many problems in this country, from AI to, and this is why I love Elon. He's focused on solving problems. And I think he saw the political landscape as, why is this like this? Why aren't we just discussing a problem? Here's the best way to fix it, to quote Padme from episode 2. No, that was Anakin. And then we just go and solve the problem. It was Anakin, sorry. They have that small political discussion in that embarrassing scene. Anyways,
yes.
I'm just saying, I would rather see a politician focused on problems rather than my side wins because the other side is evil. That is scary.
No, that's like cultish true believer kind of stuff. Like,
yes.
We are fighting evil, and that's what the narrative was started in 2016. And now you even see some like Democrats like backing off that, like, who still don't like Trump, but they're like backing off like when Bill Maher said, "I'm not going to hate Trump supporters." I wish you would have said that 8 years ago.
Yeah, but
like that's what we're trying to get to. So we can go back to, because once a precedent is set, we don't go back, Chris. So once it's like, oh, we just have to completely demonize the one side and use lawfare and start, just shredding the Constitution, then it's fucking over. Then, and we don't respect, we don't respect our elections. We don't, and we're at that, we're starting to question it now, and we should. Well, we should question a lot of fucking things, and we should always do that. That's part of our generation, pal.
Yeah. And I'll say this, if Trump wins, let's say he wins, and there are riots and violent protests, the media is culpable.
Yep.
The media made that happen.
Yep.
Because I still talk to people, and it's like I'm talking to someone on MSNBC. They have no thought of their own. They've been fed so much propaganda that it's you can't snap them out of it like a hypnosis. They just, when they hear a thought, they react with a recording in their head that they already heard 1,000 times, being fed that thing, fed this idea. Here's this idea. Here's this idea. And then it's just, they have no way to snap out of it. And I've seen people like that. I noticed I was at the Latino Film Awards, sponsored by the CCA. Paulie from Latino Santa says, he was supposed to be my +1, Paulie. You missed out. I don't know what you were doing, but
R.I.P. Fernando Valenzuela, by the way.
Yes.
I was talking to Paulie about that. Fucking legend. Continue.
But people, I think, are tired of the hiding how they feel and being vilified for how they feel. And if we are going to fix things, because we have challenges, whether it's energy or AI, there's so much to deal with that we can't have this, system where we're making our neighbors into villains and the enemy. Back to Gina Carano.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I read that and I thought, where's the lie?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is happening. So it's very sad.
She's going to be here this weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll hang out with her. She's awesome. Tell her I said hi.
I will.
She knows who I am, but
she knows who you are.
All right, I'm a fan.
All right, let's share Zachary, and then we're going to talk about Blade.
Oh God,
I know. It's very sad what's happened to the vampire movie. Can I pull it up? No. Now it's gone. God, I really, really hate. I'm on Firefox right now.
Oh, Firefox?
Yeah. So it was allowing me to do it earlier. Now it's not.
Okay.
So let's try it again. I'll see if I can do it. If not, we're just going to have to paraphrase what he said. Yeah, it's completely gone.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. It's fucking Firefox. It's like, oh, maybe you can share something. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can't. All right. Well, Zachary, you might be able to hear it. I think.
I'm going to find it.
You find it.
Okay.
I can send you the link. Hang on. I got it. I
Why don't I share it?
You share it. Here we go. It's Steph's tweet. My nerdy home.
Oh, that's cool. Let's see. Okay, let me get it here.
In the private chat. In the meantime, hello chat. How are you? I missed you.
Okay, I might have to mute myself because sometimes it echoes if I share it. So I'm gonna mute myself and I'll just.
He's gonna mute himself and keep talking, which I really enjoy. I'm just kidding. Hit play.
Oh, and by the way, to Whoopi Goldberg and to Sonny and to all of the folks at The View.
Look,
I don't think it's accurate to say that somehow Hollywood is both a liberal and a conservative town. To Whoopi's point, back in the day, there might have been a bit more of a balance, and there have always been more, let's say, conservative-leaning stars that have been able to say those things. But you really have to be at a certain level of your career in order to get away with it. Number one, but number two, that was also back then. And I think naming just Jon Voight and Dennis Quaid, and really you only named Jon Voight, Whoopi. Somebody else had to help you with Dennis Quaid. Of the thousands of actors in Hollywood that you could only name two, I think actually speaks to that. And what that means is there's plenty. And by the way, they have sent me lots of messages, plenty of people in my industry in Hollywood that are terrified to publicly say that they would vote for Donald Trump or be conservative in any way. That's why you don't see them. That's why they're not very prevalent or prominent, because they know that there's ramifications for this kind of shit. But like I said, y'all, our industry is going to be fucking gonzo. Like it already is. We're getting eroded. The pandemic and the strikes and all of these things, they've already eroded it so much. So, my cry to all of you out there, you closeted conservatives, closeted Trump voters, y'all, it's now or never. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I do whatever you feel like you need to do. If you need to come out publicly and say it, if you feel like you still can't, then don't. I would never pressure you to that. But know that if what you're afraid of is somehow the backlash of an industry that's not going to exist very soon, then don't let that hold you back.
Well said. And did you hear him disparage anybody else? Did you hear him you're dead to me, or you're stupid? No, it's just like, hey, this is our side. Speak your mind. And he just said a basic fact that people are scared to death. Chris gets emails. I get emails. Jeremy, everybody, Drinker, they all get like, I love what you're doing, bro, but I can't say anything. And I get it. Like they got families to feed and stuff. But
people say it to me in public.
Yeah.
They will come up to me at a screening, at a movie. They'll see me in public. Just want to say, I love what you're doing. Just keep fighting the good fight. I'm like,
how about, can I get a selfie? But I can't put it up. Don't put it on.
Right. Oh, there are people I'm in pictures with that I can't post. I'll send you some DMs.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a couple people where it's like a very good reason, but right. It's crazy. But you understand it, like, but he's right. There's a point where, like, if you want an industry, you're going to have to stand up. And the other thing you pointed out, which I don't mention enough, I am completely guilty of this. I hate the term below the line, but right. But that's what they're called. The below the line workers. So many of them out there. They're just like normal, regular lunch pail folks who work in the industry. And they're the ones who get hurt the most. And they're the ones who are, quite frankly, the most normal. But like they reach out the most. I talked to one who works on a Taylor Sheridan production. Really good guy. And yeah, he's like, there's this secret thing that they do with each other. It's like, so how they suss each other out. They're all, do you watch Drinker? It's like, I watch Drinker too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh man.
yeah, that's how they find each other in Fight Club. They talk about Drinker. I get brought up a couple times, but Drinker's a man. It's crazy to hear, but the reason it's not Drinker, it's the audience. It's the audience that gravitates to Drinker, right? That's the power. It's not Drinker. It's not me or you or anybody. It's the audience, and that's what Hollywood is finding out, and that's what they feel threatened by, and they should. You're accountable to your customer and your audience. Like, they are always right, and a few of them might say some things you don't like. That's life. That's always been life. That's the way it'll always be. That's what we say about fandom. This whole myth of the toxic fandom. Yeah, there's some assholes out there, and there's some people making some jokes, and there's some sensitive motherfuckers who just can't fucking take it. As far as creatives are concerned. And you're going to have to deal with it. That is the 21st century model of entertainment. You have to take the good with the bad. They were able to filter out the bad through, people used to have to write letters, Chris. People used to like break out their piece of paper and their pen and write, "This sucks," and then get a stamp and put it in a fucking envelope. And I admire that. I admire the hell out of that. But that's what they used to do. It's just easier now.
I built Film Threat on writing letters.
Yes.
I had an image writer printer. I would write letters to people. Here's how far I went. Okay, in early issues of Film Threat, I interviewed Charles Bukowski and Alan Moore through the mail.
Yes, that's how you did it.
I sent Alan Moore in the UK like 12 sheets of paper, 2 questions per page, self-addressed stamped envelope. No one knows what that is. And he would mail back his response. I did that with Chuck Bukowski too. And then someone stole it from the Film Threat offices back in the day.
No.
Yeah. I had a lot of things that were like, could be worth money today that are just gone, lost.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You and me both.
Yeah. So I should have fired my staff back then.
Yes. Oh God. God. Well, hey, all right. Before we get to Blade, I watched the whole Tim Pool thing go down. He's an infinite better YouTuber than I will ever be. A better content creator. I've met him. He was incredibly nice and gracious. Incredibly nice and gracious. Everybody I met at the house was incredibly nice and gracious. There's Brett out there from Pop Culture Crisis. That is a good dude, right? Luke is a good dude. And Tim's a good dude. Tim's a good dude. He is. I wouldn't throw my employees under the bus, but I think we got more context the next day because he's got a life-changing thing going on, which I think is going to be incredibly fucking good for him.
What is it?
He's having a kid. He's having a kid. Yeah, he's getting married and having a kid. And that's like fucking great. And you know what he probably figured out? He's like, I've got 30 people at my house that I'm basically taking care of like kids. And now I'm going to have my own kid. I need to focus on that. Like, I get that. I absolutely get that. I still would just do a private meeting, maybe.
Right.
And he's got to change a lot of things. And I think he did say on his live stream, like, I can't work this hard and have a kid. Now I know what he means. I know what he means. Okay. For one, like Tim does work very hard. Like Tim is on hours a day. Right. So people will go work. And I agree with that. He's not going down to the fucking salt mines or anything. He's got the greatest job in the world. And he's also got a huge bank account, which helps. I remember when like we had our second child, Melissa had a cesarean and was because she owned her own business, so she had to be there. She was at work 2 weeks later, and either grandma or I had the kid, and I was taking Logan as a tiny infant with the breast milk that Melissa had pumped to the fucking comic shop, right? Because Melissa had to use her hands at work. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And we were trading off with grandma and stuff, and we made it work. I think he'll be fine. I would recommend, being involved in the raising of your kid, not having a nanny, but that's just me. You make it work.
It is hard. it's hard, but at least in my case, I wanted to do it. It was my excuse to not go out. It was like, oh, darn, go to the sports bar and watch sports and drink the beer. I got to stay home with my kids, which I loved. So you just have, but look, I forgive Tim. You're allowed to have a bad day.
Yeah, of course.
But I'll say with my team, I always say like, look, we don't have to be perfect as long as it's entertaining. So we goof on each other when the shit goes wrong south, and we laugh about it. And then Alan will, he'll get me. We I get inged or whatever. It's funny,
It is.
But we don't take it all that seriously.
It's like Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers has like a lot of people. Like I could never do that. So that's a talent that Jeremy has that I do not. Like 4 people, really good.
Yeah.
4 people who are like, yeah. I mean, my diversity hires are better than yours. I'm just going to say that right now.
Right.
Even though one of them's off getting their nails, but they are self-motivated self-starters. That's exactly what I look for is people. I don't have to fucking tell them what to do. Like rarely ever. Like there'll be days I don't talk to Garrett at all. And he's probably really thankful for that. But like, I'll check in with Garrett like once every 3 days, right? Hey, how you doing? Perry's off editing. We'll check in once every couple days, we'll just say hi, but they're off doing their thing and being a self-motivated person. So if you want to work for Tim Pool, if you want to hear some unsolicited advice, you're working for Tim Pool. That's fucking amazing. Bust your ass, be self-motivated. Don't sit around going, please tell me what to do. Like that, like I can understand that's frustrating. Still, it's something you do. You sit down and I had to learn that, like, I don't love being a boss. Some people love it. It's like,
I don't like it.
I don't love being a boss. I do now because like the team is fun and we have a really good time together. But yeah, I fucking hate dude, firing people at the comic shop was brutal. I fucking hated it. I've tried every excuse to like not fire. Even when a person stole from me, I'm like, well, maybe they won't do it again. It's like I don't want to fire them. Like I hate doing it. But yeah, I would say I just wouldn't have done it publicly. But I mean, there's the side that's saying it's manipulative and it's for content, and you'd be right. You'd be right. It is. It is. But I think it's going to be great for him to have a kid. It changes your life in so many, it gives your life meaning that you never thought you had. And I was a person like, I'm never going to have kids. But God, I was glad I was wrong about that, man.
I couldn't wait to have kids, but I'll say this. I kind of, I feel for Tim in the sense that I remember being super high strung like him early in my career.
Yeah.
I have mellowed out a lot.
Yeah.
And like you, I hire people where I don't have to tell them what to do. My least favorite management style, because I have been managed like this, is micromanage. I hate that. I don't like it. I want to bring in people that, once once trust is established, go do your thing.
I can count on one hand how many times a manager or a boss got mad at me for just doing something that I wasn't told to do, just getting off my ass and getting some work done.
Yeah.
I screwed up a couple things a couple times, but like the vast majority of the time, they're like, oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I was busy working instead of sitting there on my ass doing nothing. That was my big problem at Tesla. And it's not Elon's fault. They had this micromanaging ponytail fucking manager at the place I was at. And like, I would go and start inventorying the parts department. He's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, because I had nothing else to do. And we need to constantly do this. Well, you're not doing it my way. But is it getting done? Are we actually getting the inventory done? That should be the important thing, not your way, which changed every fucking 2 weeks, by the way. All right. So Blade, let's see if I can share this article. Let's mystery share. Boo, boo, boo,
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can share this. So maybe it's just not Twitter it's letting me share. That's freaking gay. Here we go. allow. Blade. So this happened while we were live yesterday, Chris. This is not surprising because this is, right up there. Like, what is this? There is proof God is real. How was the universe created? And then third is, how in the fuck do you make a vampire movie about a guy hunting vampires, killing vampires? So those are the three mysteries of the universe. And apparently Marvel couldn't crack it. You can't figure out how to make a vampire hunter movie about a guy hunting vampires, killing vampires.
Well, here
it's an enigma.
I have a theory about this. This is part of the purge.
Yes.
It's better to not make this movie if it's going to be a compromised production. So it's better to you shut it down. Everyone involved is fired. You can revisit. It's not going away. You own the property. I still think just make it with Wesley Snipes. I don't know what,
dude. There was it was one of those scooper bullshit rumors, but like a Midnight Suns movie, you get Wesley Snipes and fucking Ghost Rider and Man-Thing and Dracula. You get all your supernatural Brother Voodoo. Bring in Brother Voodoo. You could guest star. Yeah. No. Guest starring Doctor Strange, like all the supernatural superheroes, and do a Midnight's Sun spelled SONS, not SUNS. That was so fucking retarded. And do the whole that's one side they haven't really explored. They did a Werewolf by Night special, which wasn't bad, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's one of my favorite sides of Marvel that you could do. Zombie. There's so many fucking characters you can use. I mean, she's not particularly super, but like if you Moondragon, bring in Moondragon. I always thought Moondragon was hot. She had big tits and she was bald. Yeah. Satana. Dude, my comic rack is filled with those. I freaking love those comics. Son of Satan, like the proper Son of Satan. Walking around with a cape and a pentagram on his chest, and he's like gonna fight his father because the Son of Satan is fighting for good. By the way,
Vampirella with her huge boobs.
It's not Marvel, but like I would buy the property just for that. Yes, Vampirella all day long.
Vampirella, played by Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney can play Moondragon and Vampirella.
Oh my god, she's so awesome.
I
love her.
But yeah, Marvel has removed Blade from its release calendar. And this isn't a shock. They announced it in 2019. They have Mahershala Ali, a great actor, by the way. He was awesome as Cottonmouth. He was good in why am I blanking on it now? Alita. He was good in Alita Battle Angel. He's a great actor. True Detective season 3. Dude's got chops. But yeah, Wesley Snipes is still out there. Probably a little cheaper. Based Wesley Snipes, by the way, if you're going to go to prison for tax evasion. Taxation is theft. He also got fucked over by David Goyer in Blade Trinity. David Goyer's a little bitch, by the way. So Wesley Snipes' lawyer shopped at my store back in the day while that was all going down. And I can't give you the details, but he told me the whole deposition with him and David Goyer, and it's like, oh fuck, what a punk, dude! Just ratted him out to the studio all the time, like treated him like shit. The kind of stuff that would probably get you canceled nowadays. The way he treated Wesley Snipes was fucking terrible. And David Goyer is a fucking hack. The only thing he's good with is Chris Nolan. Okay, I think Chris Nolan can make anybody look good, to be honest with you. But yeah, Blade is removed. And I think you're right, Chris. I think this is part of the purge. And this sucks because like I want a good Blade movie. But we've heard two different plots, right? So we heard the 4 women one, which was absolutely true. So whatever one was leaked out there about the 4 women running around and leading Blade by his nose, that was true. The other one was it's taking place in the 30s and it's going to deal with racism in America back then. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's just like Wicked. It's like, it's so not subtle. It's so on the nose. It's no subtext, no layers to something. Just overtly say the thing. We get it. Jeez, God.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, is it technically canceled? I think this is as close as you will get, and I think Chris is absolutely right. It'll get retooled and turn into something else, and maybe Marshall, I'm okay with him playing the part, but I would prefer Wesley Snipes. Absolutely prefer. He was in Deadpool and Wolverine, his appearance kind of stole the show, and seeing that was it was awesome. It was great. I don't care if the context was a little light surrounding his appearance, but I thought it was cool as hell. It
was awesome.
Yeah. Thought it was cool as hell. That article. Did you see? So the producers of Alcon, who produced Blade Runner 2049, want to sue Elon Musk for copyright infringement. And Elon Musk responded, "That movie sucks." If you couldn't love him anymore, Blade Runner 2049 sucks. I wanted to like that so bad, Chris. Me and my wife were like, because it's Blade Runner's our favorite movie, right? So we're like, oh my God, we're gonna see it together, date night. Man, did it suck. Bunch of walking slowly to doorways. It's kind of hazy orange. Harrison Ford bought a shirt at fucking Walmart before he decided to go in. And it turned out to be the girl is the key to everything at the end. Fuck off. And it definitively answered the question about a lot of stuff that you should never answer. Kind of like Joker 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that movie. I hate it. And it flopped. Flopped hard. It flopped. I saw Blade Runner in the theater, the original, when I was 12.
Yeah, I was one of just a few people in the theater. It was empty.
It was me, my friend Doug Johnson, and my mom, because it was rated R. Right? And remember how they promoted it, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, so they promoted it as an action movie. So if you saw one of the TV trailers, it was the Vangelis. I guess it's Vangelis. I've been saying Vangelis for like 50 years. The ending theme that goes da-na-na-na-na-na-na. So it's the more sped up one. And it had that theme over it, and it showed Pris like flipping and fucking gunshots, and it looked like a total fucking action movie, like a crazy action movie. And no, it was not. It was noir. It was surreal. It was quiet. It's a very quiet movie. And nobody expected that back then. They wanted Indiana Jones, pretty much. When I saw it, I didn't know what noir was. I was 12. So I'm like, what's noir? And I thought it was the most stylish, coolest thing I'd ever fucking seen. I was like, back when I was 12, I knew who Douglas Trumbull was. He was kind of like a rock star to me.
Oh yeah.
And so me and my friend Doug walked away. I'm like, oh my God. And that opened my eyes to like so many more movies. As it was very impressionable. I bought every piece of merchandise involved with that, which was like 5. They had a corgi car, a couple of magazines, a comic book adaptation, and a poster.
Soundtrack.
And the soundtrack.
Amazing. Yeah,
but the soundtrack wasn't the original one. It was from the American Symphony. Remember? Yeah. So the only soundtrack you can get was from I think it was called the American Symphony, and the Vangelis one didn't come out until 1994.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love that. I loved it, but it was weird how their marketing, which did not represent the movie well, didn't even work. Right. And I also remember leaving the theater very melancholy, like, what did I just see? But I was aware of film noir because I worked at a video store, Thomas Video in Royal Oak. And so we talked movies. That's all we did all day was talk movies. And
my job at the time was paperboy. So.
I was also a paperboy.
Yeah.
I was a paperboy and worked at the video store, and I always had money as a kid as a result of that. So I could buy comics and,
Pringles and Big Gulps and Slurpees. Yep.
Go to
baseball
movies.
cards.
you know, I wasn't so much into drinking or partying then. I just wanted to buy shit. So, yeah.
I just want to point out, Chris, that there's still no official season 3 announcement of the Rings of Power.
You should start counting the days. Start counting the days.
My guess is they're waiting 30 days out from, which we're very close to, from when it ends, to see what that post, like basically the binging audience, which is going to be nothing.
Yeah.
Which is going to be nothing. I still think it gets announced. I do. It's very strange that they're taking this long.
Do you think they'll say season 3 is the wrap up? Like we'll do 3 seasons and that's it?
It could be. I think if season 3 like performs poorly, then they'll like, we're shooting seasons 4 and 5 back to back, and they're 2 episodes. Season 4 will be 1 episode. Season 5 will be episode 2.
I mean, just wrap up the story. So whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a memory. Nobody cares. It's a fucking terrible show. Good Lord. I'm glad it's over, and I'm glad it's going to take 2 weeks. Or 2 years. Sorry, 2 weeks. 2 years. 2 years. Going over some articles. I guess we can get the super chats at this point.
Yeah.
Get the super chat. You got a stream coming up later, right?
I do. Hollywood on the Rocks at 1 p.m. Pacific time with Ing the Merciless. We have a lot to talk, not a lot to discuss.
A lot to discuss. Yeah.
And by the way, we're doing an interview live with Troy Duffy, the director of Boondock Saints, is coming on the show.
No, when?
Yeah. Well,
when?
On Hollywood on the Rocks.
Oh, like
he'll be on at 2 p.m. Pacific time. He will be there.
Fuck yeah.
So
Boondock Saints 3, baby.
Yeah, I'll ask him. You know, but he'll be. I was great. I was like, can we do it live? I think our audience would like it.
Hell yeah.
We try to do interviews live.
He is the subject of a documentary called Overnight, which you can buy.
I love that doc.
Yeah.
I'll ask him about it.
I just watched Boondock Saints a month ago. I fucking love that movie. It was a firefight.
It's coming back to theaters.
Oh, I'm gonna go.
I already got tickets. Tickets.
Yeah, I like that movie just a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get to you, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, by the way, thanks for coming back. We've been gone for like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
We were gone for 2 weeks. So thanks for coming back. And I also want to thank our Spotify. We don't make a dime. That's going to change. But we don't make a dime on Spotify and Apple. But I want to thank everybody who listens to us on Apple Music and Audible and Spotify, because this show performs very well on those platforms. Surprisingly well. I never bothered looking. I think I've looked at our podcast analytics like twice in my life. But it was very shocking that, we don't do any promotion or anything, but we're doing pretty well. So thank you. Thank you. All the truckers out there, people driving around, doing your chores, listening to us, fucking old farts talking about nerd stuff. We appreciate you. We appreciate you here on YouTube too, by the way. Albert, not a retro for 5 Canadian pesos, says Friday Night Tights on Wednesday afternoon. Yes, either I'm having a great day or I'm trapped in hell. Either way, let's rock and go. Yeah, the reason I played that theme, I probably should have said that earlier, is I played it on Monday for the Rumble one, and a lot of people were like, I didn't know this existed. And I'm just like, I haven't played it in a while. So when Dan Vask, I'm going to say something nice. This is really difficult. I hope you feel better, Dan. He was fighting off a pack of starving children and a pack of starving dogs who came to take his can of beans from his shanty house in Brazil. And he had to fight him off with a machete, and he almost cut off his hand. No, he did cut his fingers pretty badly. So he won't be masturbating with his left hand. But I wish him a speedy recovery. Okay, so when Dan Vask was recording the song, he had a great idea of like, hey, let's have the fans do their own version of it, and we'll make a compilation video. And I fucking love that video. I fucking love it. So that's why I played it, because it features you. Albert, not a retro for 2 Canadian pesos. Chris is here. This means no Acolyte talk again. Well, we didn't talk about it till now.
Well, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
That's not much. It's not much to say. I mean,
let's talk about the new Blue Beetle villain, Jeremy Griggs.
Oh my, that was hilarious.
And YouTubers, so fucking gay.
What it does is it shows you, I think about the golden era of comics. Who were the men and women? Who were they? How did they come to being? They fought in wars. They had families. They had experiences they brought to their work, whether it's in illustration or writing. I mean, famously, Stan Lee was very influenced by Shakespeare. Like, they were great literature were influences, and the influences of today's writers and comics is I watch some YouTube. It's very, very sad when you think about what what made the men and women who made the things we love. Who were they as people? And if you've seen a documentary about Stan Lee, I know there've been a couple. I read his biography, which it's okay. It's kind of like written for kids mostly. But you think about who those men were, what influenced the stories they told. I see modern comics and even modern film and TV, and what are they influenced by? Their fucking phones. It's sad.
Clips, TikTok clips.
And TikTok clips and
of Buffy. That's their writing reference. TikTok clips of Buffy.
I mean, it's pathetic. And so this is why what we have now is so piss poor on so many levels, because the people making it were influenced by things that kind of made them soft people. They haven't had challenges. And, when you think about go look into the life of Jack Kirby or Stan Lee. They were very humble, they're very humble, except for Stan, but it was kind of an act he knew he was doing. I always felt that.
Yeah.
It's his act.
It was an act that was really important for comics. Like,
yes.
Did Stan take too much credit? Yes. But was Stan infinitely better than most of the creatives for comic books, being their spokesman? Yes. Both things can be true. Both things can be true. Like, Kirby's the king. You'll never talk me out of it, but I just think that and Kirby was great in interviews, by the way. Very, very gracious guy. Like, I love Kirby, but like a lot of people got mad at Stan because he was getting all the attention, which he was, but man, every kid knew who Stan Lee was. With Stan's soapbox, we read all that stuff. He was also really friendly. He was a good spokesperson for comic books. He helped DC sales, for fuck's sake. He helped all comic book sales, Stan being out there. So, yeah, don't criticize him for that. Stan was nice. Met Stan multiple times.
I met him a couple times. I've interviewed him like at Dragon Con and stuff. Every interaction with him was great. And he signed my Origins of Marvel Comics and Son of Origins of Marvel Comics.
Yes.
I still have them. I remember staring
at the covers. The covers of those things were so rad.
You'd stare at it. That's how much you loved it. It spurred the imagination.
Bring on the bad guys. Bring on the bad guys was the Villains Origins one.
Oh God, it's just they're re-releasing it, right? They're redoing it, those books.
Yeah, they're redoing Treasury editions now.
Yeah,
because they're selling.
Yes,
facsimile covers of books that like you're actually paying more for the facsimile cover for the actual issue now. I pointed that out when I was in the comic store. I'm like, you can get that comic for cheap. The guy didn't want to hear it, but I'm like, $20. You can get the back issue with the real cover for 10. Well, they're doing that with action figures now too. They're redoing like the old Toy Biz ones, and they're more expensive than the actual Toy Biz ones in the store.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever works for you. You hear about Dan Vass clearly chopping his own hand off. He really doesn't want to write that song. He's written the song. I've heard the introduction, and it's really good.
Ooh.
Dan's had to deal with like some oppression, in his country. He's had to actually deal with a lot of crazy stuff. He's also I don't know. Dan needs to move here. He just does. Thank you, King Bushkla, for $9.99. Birdman 52021 for $2 says, Chris, I saw Substance last week. Whoa.
That is the correct reaction. God, I hope it gets nominated for Oscar.
I think it will.
But the Academy hates horror. They just hate it.
But they like whores.
That is 100% true.
A. Marcellus for $5. It's FNT on Wednesday afternoon. Damn it, Barry. You broke Barry. You broke the Speed Force again. We truly are in a cursed timeline. I thought that would get you fired up. Slow Horses is arguably better than The Gentleman. Scott Christie Jones. I'll find out. Enough people have talked about one of those shows. It's got Gary Oldman in it, so I won't argue with you until I see it. How's that sound? Albert Not a Retro for $2. Man builds house from abandoned pallets. See that vid. That's fucking awesome. That's America. That is the ingenuity of men right there. I didn't see Tintin or Captain Haddock put on sunscreen. Or Captain Haddock put on sunscreen. Neither did I. Dante Gray 1 for 50 Danish krona. But they're comic book characters, and I'm a human being man, and I have a 3rd-degree burn on my bottom lip. But it's getting better. Trish Page for $49.99. I had such a blast hanging out with everyone. Thank you for being so kind. I was nervous with a larger group. It was amazing. Hail, Trish. You were brilliant. Trish went on the group. So we went on this group, and there was a lot of members of the fellowship in this group. And we went to Peru, and we climbed on Machu Picchu, and went to Ollantaytambo, and Sexy Woman, and the Temple of the Sun, and the Temple of the Monkey. And we had the best. There was no bickering. Nobody fucking bitched about it. It was just fun. Thank you, Nikiana Jones and Michael Collins, for putting on that tour. Nikiana Jones has a channel. Michael Collins has a channel called Wandering Wolf. He does amazing stuff, and he's an incredibly cool dude, and he's a Texan. Just want to point that out. He's a Texan. John Gibson for $10. Chris, you inspired me to go learn how to ride a motorcycle. Gary, glad you are back. I loved Cusco when I was there. I need to go back and see the Nazca lines, and also over to the Amazon. Yeah, that's the other part. Peru is so damn big. So we were in like the little Andes, which were huge. Like, I've never been, I've been that high, but I've never been like literally that high for that long a time. And I never completely acclimated, by the way.
Yeah. Did you get sick? I've been to Telluride, yes, and I got sick. There's something, you're short of breath.
Yep.
It's thin air. You're kind of, I remember drinking alcohol when I was in Telluride.
Not supposed to do that.
When you're not supposed to do that. It does not feel good. You get extra sick. Like, it was weird. It was weird. And yeah, you get sunburn and it just seems like it's overcast, and I got sunburn.
Mm-hmm. You get fried. So I got really sick one day. I got colonizer's revenge. Viracocha's revenge. I won't get into details, but I'll just say I know the limits of my willpower now, because I was sick on the day we were at Machu Picchu. And I'm like, I'm not fucking missing Machu Picchu, right? I don't care how shitty I feel.
God, I hope if when Joe Rogan talks to Trump, he asks him about aliens.
I hope he does too.
Asks him all. I feel like he already said kind of what he wants to talk to him about. Like, what's it like to be president? Like, kind of the mundane things, right? I think it's all a show, a reality show presented for the news.
I hope he asks him, and I hope we get some disclosure under Trump. But Machu Picchu is not even the most impressive place. It's like the touristy place. The location is impressive, but as far as like megaliths and stuff, there's other impressive places. But all I had to keep reminding myself when I was up there is Chris was like, I've been dope sick, and it's worse than this. I've been dub sick, and it's worse than this. And I willed my way through it and didn't have any accidents when I was up there.
Oh man,
it was brutal, dude. But I loved it. It was great. And it was like misty. So we were like in the clouds and they'd blow away and it'd clear up and it just looked like the Misty Mountains. And it was fucking rad. It was rad.
Love it.
But I was really sick. Mr. Blades for $5. I heard Kathleen Kennedy was avoiding being fired by announcing a female Star Wars series with Iger came back. Maybe why she greenlit Acolyte and made it so expensive. I don't know what goes on in that woman's mind, but none of it's good. None of it's good. She's not a very good leader of, women. I can't say men. She's not a very good leader. Mondo Unchained for $4.99. Super chatting while driving in San Antonio. Drive safely, please. Excited to see y'all again. See you tonight. To meet Jeremy. Why are you excited to meet Jeremy?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, that's weird. And make fun of him for wearing Crocs. Okay, yes, that's good. And when I hung out with Jeremy last, he was wearing Atlanta Braves Crocs. I mean, it doesn't get any gayer.
Dude, I have the Batman ones. It was all a goof on me with our audience. Atomic Lori, who is our mod, she was like, you got to get Batman Crocs. On Batman Day, I order them. They look dumb. I put them on twice. Once to look at them and go, I feel like an idiot. And then second, I walked around LA Comic-Con wearing the Crocs. There is video proof. My audience made me do it.
How are they for walking around a con?
I felt dumb.
But like your feet were okay? Were your feet like, how was the support? Like,
I still think I have better shoes. I mean, I don't know why people rave about Crocs. They're so comfortable. Like, there's only one situation I could see Crocs being useful. If it's muddy and you're working in your garden and you can hose them off to clean them. In no other situation are Crocs useful. Although I kind of think Godzilla Crocs would be cool.
If they had Godzilla heads? Yeah, that'd be kind of funny.
I bought those shoes, by the way. I don't know. I'll probably end up selling them or whatever.
Dr. Schlurpo for $9.99. What's my name? You're damn right. Looking forward to meeting you two and the gang tonight. I can't wait to meet you. Operation Outstanding in Field. Hey, what's up, brother? He's flying out right now. He said he's watching Varsity Blues on the flight. San Antonio Classic. Excellent. I like Varsity Blues. Joe Chapman. Need to know if Chris is wearing the Bat Crocs for $2.
I'll find the video if you want to play it.
Quibbly Danger for $1.99. No, he's asking if you're wearing them now.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not even wearing pants.
I'm wearing cheap Temu sandals that are more comfortable than the Crocs. So, and by the way, I got to show you something I just got.
Yeah.
Can I show you this? Yeah. This is Film Threat yoga pants.
Oh, nice.
I ordered these $15 on Temu.
Oh, they're going to give you cancer.
Yeah. I'm going to wash them before.
On your junk. No, just kidding.
You upload a graphic and they just repeat.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so you can get anything. I'm going to get Alan Ng's face on a pair of yoga pants. That's what I'll get.
That's just weird enough to work.
Exactly.
Depends on the facial expression. Real men eat rare steaks. Quibbly Danger for $1.99. Not true. Alien Productions for $9.99. Hey guys, my channel just hit 1,000 subs. Congrats! I remember when that happened for me. That was a big day. Such a big day. I ran up the street to the YouTube building and recorded a video in front of their sign because I was a mile away from the YouTube building at that time, working at Toyota in San Bruno.
Just keep reading, Gary.
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks channels like you motivating me to keep making short films and one day making movies. Any advice for a future filmmaker? Stay awesome, y'all.
Listen to DVD commentaries, in particular. Paul Thomas Anderson is very good. Steven Soderbergh is very good. There are so many resources online. walk before you run. I get a lot of filmmakers that are like, I'm making my feature. Why don't you make a short film? Make a 1-minute movie, then a 5-minute movie, then a 10-minute movie, then a 20-minute movie, then build up. So learn, take time, and everything takes twice as long as you think it will. And watch channels like my Film Threat and Film Threat, our interviews channel, and Film Courage is good as well. But so many resources online. But listen to DVD commentaries like you would podcasts. You'll find the people that are really good. Tim Burton is not great. Sam Raimi is not great, but Soderbergh is really good. There are other people that are really good. It's my advice. So
Watch the Lord of the Rings special features.
Yes, all the special. That movie, Lord of the Rings, was able to be made the way it was because of color correction. Because of they shot at all hours, and it was made in the color correction because the lighting was so off. They did a whole feature on that.
Mm-hmm. And you know who was involved in those special features? Our good friend, Robert Meyer Burnett.
Love that guy.
Oh, my God.
I'm not going to play the audio, but here we go if you want to see. So I walked around the con for about 10 minutes wearing those, and I felt like an idiot. I mean, they don't look cool, right?
They don't look cool with pants on at all, dude. I mean, they don't look good at all.
I was hanging with Alan. We walked. My audience kind of made me do it. We're very democratic. You can see. We walked around wearing Crocs. So you can stop sharing anytime.
Oh, my God. It looks like you're walking around in high heels, dude.
It looks gay.
It looks super gay.
Yeah.
Operation Outstanding Infield for $4.99 says, debate whether The Rock is or is not the last Bond film of Sean Connery, so to speak. Yes. In my headcanon, it is. Not never say never again. Never say never again. Kim Basinger and her sweaty jazzercise. She's got like sweaty armpits in that movie. That's what I remember. Adrian Curry, the great Adrian Curry, has left a super chat. It's so complimentary too. You know, she just loves us for $10. She said, today I learned I'm more of a man than Gore and Gary combined, as I have never seen Wicked because I'm not gay. Thank you, Adrian Curry. Checks out. Facts. Facts. Absolutely. Go follow her on Twitter. She does some live streaming, some very good live streaming. Yeah.
I've watched it. She's putting on makeup, talking about Avon. Buy Avon from Adrian Curry. If you're gonna buy Avon, whether you're a girl or you have a girl in your life, buy Avon from Adrian.
Yep. Matthew Hammond for $2. Art the Clown going to the hood was amazing. There you go. Jediah Ben for $4.99. Chris, I got tickets to Skybound showing of Transformers 87 event and a panel at AMC City Walk. There's a good part of town to stay. Where's a good part of town to stay?
God, I would not stay in Los Angeles. I would stay
Pasadena,
in Burbank. I mean,
Burbank,
good hotels around Burbank or even Pasadena. You know, Green Tree Inn is the best place. You know, that's cheap.
Where I stayed.
It's privately owned. It's not a chain.
I've recorded a couple of videos at the Green Tree.
And you're close to everything, but you're away from the madness and homeless encampments.
Yeah, Green Tree's like basic hotel. Like it's nothing fancy, but it's like you can walk anywhere in Pasadena, and it's like one of the rare places where you could just walk around in LA and
it's safe.
Not worry about fentanyl zombies.
Right.
Yeah. No, Pasadena's nice. It's like a little oasis in the middle of shit. Nobody could have saved Captain Marvel's writing, says Albert, not a retro. You are correct, Albert. Not going to argue with you at all. Thank you for the $2. Bubba Doom for $20 says never, ever, 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 ever forget those that ask for us to forget that what they've done to our families are punks, curly hair, spitting punks. And that's to the people who want us to like get past COVID. I as far as life, I've moved past it. I was ready to move past it after the first fucking day. It was the fact that I wanted to move past it and they wouldn't let us. And what I had to worry about more than our government was my fellow citizen ratting my wife out if she wanted to go back out to. That's the only thing that kept us. Is like, we have to worry about the fucking rats. We have to worry about the fucking snitches, the bitches. That's what I had to fucking worry about. And so many people willing to do it. Now I'm not forgetting. Nah, that's good. I'll just remember to my dying day and pass it on to my children and generations to come. Dirt is King for $10. Transformers 1 suffered from being after the rather poor Rise of the Beast, but it was the best film of 2024 in my humble opinion. Man, I've heard so many different views on that. I'm going to watch it. I've heard it's shit. Chris liked it. A lot of people liked it. Anyone heard Tim Dillon talk about his role in Joker 2? Yes, I watched that clip. It was funny. It was hilarious. He talks about how other cast members knew it was going to be bad while shooting scenes. You could hear Joaquin Phoenix like whispered something to Lady Gaga at the Venice Film Festival, and it was clear they didn't like it. Black Cloud $9.99. It's a shitty movie. It's a fucking shitty movie. Don't like if people want to like really push the high art idea. Nice cope, but it's a shitty movie. That's all. So it's well shot. But the story's shit. Corey for $5. Hello there. Guys, I'm worried we will get a lazy Stark becomes Doom instead of an actual Victor Von Doom in the suit and mask. Thoughts? Love y'all. Yeah. That's the thing. This was for spectacle. This move was for spectacle and to get people interested and talking positively about the MCU again. So from a marketing standpoint, kind of a genius move. For a legacy, longevity of your brand standpoint, it is at the best a stopgap. That's all it is. Because eventually you're going to have to come out with another Victor Von Doom, and it's not going to be as special because you already introduced him. I mean, this is going to be the first, yes, there was the Fantastic Four movies, but this is Marvel, supposedly, Disney Marvel, introducing their best villain of all time for the first time, and it's Robert Downey Jr., and you're going to have to do it again with somebody else. But you want to know why this was the easiest way to go? Because they still had to deal with DEI.
Yeah.
They still had to deal with DEI. And what's the only way that's excusable to get a white dude to play Doom? You bring back Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
You do it with somebody really established. That's how fucked they are. They can't be creative. They destroyed their own creativity. All these free-thinking artists who were the counterculture and the rebels woke up one morning realizing that they were the man. And they put a bunch of fucking rules on themselves to fight the man, but still become the man. And now they are not free to create anymore in an industry that's still swimming in money, that has all the resources in the world, and can fuck up a good lay pretty easily. Dan Vask for 100 Brazilian pesos says, I can't tie my hair in a bun with just one hand. Hope you're happy. I'm immensely happy. You know, that just made my day, Dan. That just made my day. Now you're just going to have to be a man. I don't know. You got to figure it out. Piston for €6 says, Frank Gore, I would like to thank you for recommending Superman, which I went to see it with my mother, who has never seen a Superman movie, and she loved it. That's awesome.
Dude, I got choked up. I don't know if you saw it, but man, that movie is just like who he was, what he represented, his kids, how he tried to help the community. Like, and there's technologies that are like, that is moving forward toward being able to help people.
Yeah, because of him.
And I saw BTS footage from Superman 78 and all the other movies I've never seen. I've never seen before. And it was very personal stuff. How he met his wife, or met his first girlfriend. They didn't get married, but first serious relationship on the set of Superman in London. And God, it's tragic. And the relationship with he and Robin Williams, when they showed so much of that, I don't think Robin Williams would have gone to the dark place he did if Chris was still alive. I don't think he would have. Their relationship was, they show them. I mean, they show also, I remember when Chris Reeve was at the Oscars. Oh man, like a year after the accident, he was at the Oscars.
Yep.
So it was all like, it's a great documentary. I'm excited. And I'm also excited for the other film, or the other thing under the DC banner, Creature Commandos, which looks like an R-rated animated hard R and gory
Hard R.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. That comes out December.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't look bad. That trailer was good. It's actually entertaining. I was impressed.
High Frequency Productions for $9.99. Hey guys, I'm doing a 48-hour film project, etc. this weekend. I want to put some personal experience into it, but avoid cringe self-insert. Any advice? Ooh, you're doing it this weekend?
Self-insert.
I would just say get it done. Like, it's a 48-hour film project. Just get it done.
It's not going to be about the story. I say keep something simple and relatable, but it's about really the process and also working with people and problem solving. That's the purpose of that event, not to make. I've seen very few movies from those events that turn out well. The ones that do lean into humor and universal themes.
Yep.
But don't worry about self-insert. You're overthinking.
I did one in 72 hours, and it was just about but when I was done, I knew how to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's really a learning exercise.
Yep. And that film will never see the light of day. I might show it to Chris. Make Chris sit through it and just watch you suffer. The Grizzly for $10 says Alien Romulus isn't a good movie, but the fact that they're making a VHS copy of it is pointing to a revival to the VHS, much more the same as vinyl, starting my VHS collection now before the price spikes. I think they're cool for display. Like if you're displaying as an art piece in your house, as a display thing in your house, they're great. Watching VHS sucks. It's not fucking good. It's not.
I knew we would talk about it.
Not good.
share my screen right here if you would, Gary.
Yeah, this is a great idea though. I'm all for it.
I love it. I love this idea. I love kind of retro media.
Yeah.
I'm buying albums now.
Guardians did this with a cassette. You can get the Guardians soundtrack on a cassette. I'm not going to get a cassette player or listen to anything on a cassette, but it's cool to have. I think this is a great idea. You're right.
I love it.
An album still can sound good.
Yes.
Yes. I have if you get a good turntable and you have a good system, I have my Atmos system. I was playing some soundtracks the other day. It sounds great.
I'm going to show you something I picked up at the swap meet. Just go off camera for a second. I got to dig out a record album.
But you throw this on your projector, for one, you'd have to have it like a CRT TV for it to look even halfway decent. It's going to look like shit on everything else. But the packaging is great. That's what we said about LPs too. The packaging for the record album, unbeatable. John Thomas, Gary, did you notice the banner stop page above the shrinkage headline about NDAs? Oh, I didn't. I didn't see that at all. Hang on. Let me go back to that. What was it? Hollywood 20%. Hollywood production down. Where is that? Now I can't. Hang on a second. Hang on. It was Deadline article. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so what does the banner say? No, mine says Gretchen Carlson and Julie Roginski on ongoing. Oh, blight of NDAs after Diddy. Oh, shit. Okay. Gretchen Carlson and Julie Roginski on the ongoing blight of NDAs after Diddy, Weinstein's, and others. Interesting.
I got this at the Rose Bowl swap meet. It's
Is it a newer one or an older one?
a little newer.
Does it have
a little-
Chinese water torture on the back? Does it have track 8?
I remember. Look, I played this relentlessly when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Chinese water. I don't see it.
No, they took it.
no, it's on here.
It's still
It's
on there.
here.
Good. Okay. The
On
Chinese
side
water.
one. That and Things in Space
Yes. Yes.
creeped me
So
out.
when we went trick or treating, every fucking house had their speakers blaring outside, playing that all the fucking time. It's one of the greatest things Disney's ever produced.
Yeah, so this definitely is newer than when I had it. I had this in the 70s, Gary.
Yeah, dude.
70s. But
They printed that in the 60s, I believe.
This has to be a newer issue.
Yeah, it's good that they kept the. I heard the Chinese water torture was taken off, but that's.
Nope. It's on here.
Yeah,
It's on here.
And it's just a drop on a guy's forehead, and at the end he goes. So
But
funny.
Things in Space is scary as hell because like an alien comes down and then eats you.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he's eating a carrot.
Yep. Yep.
It's so good. So picked it up, just had to get it.
So yeah, somebody pointed out the banner above the 20% shrinkage headline. I'm looking at it now. Sean Diddy Combs' arrest and Harvey Weinstein retrial put NDAs back in legal spotlight. It's a guest column. Yeah, I mean, I think how far can NDAs go? I think NDAs can protect a company, but I don't think NDAs can protect people from committing crimes. And what exactly is Diddy going to do to you from prison? I don't think he's getting out. Do you think? I don't think he's getting out.
Yeah, never. Never.
He is a sacrificial, another sacrificial lamb or goat or whatever you want to call him for the system. And I don't think we'll find out shit other than he's going to jail.
Yep.
Tomahawk for 50. So Hollywood trying to pivot to profit. How soon do you think it will be before we get the announcement of 13? It was a French comic. I feel the need to point out that with a weird name. I don't know. That's a really. I would wait 5 years before you want to see anything you like adapted. Minimum. We've got a ways to go. But that yeah.
The
I like
Purge
French
is in progress.
Yep.
The Purge is happening.
Jimmy Drummer for 25 PLNs. Hey guys, Chris, did you get a chance to check out the 4th Dune cut? My 4th Dune cut.
I downloaded it and I have not. I am literally, Gary, at screenings every night, screenings and events. It's award season, so I'm going to a.
You're at screenings every night. Normally.
Yeah, well, but it's worse now. So I am going actually Friday night. I'm so excited. I'm seeing Dune Part 2 with a Q&A with Denis Villeneuve, moderated by Michael Mann.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wait. So I will get to meet him and talk to him. They're making Dune 3, Dune Messiah next. It's going to have problems. It'll have problems.
Albert, not a retro for 5 Canadian pesos. Just have found out Kamala sent a woman to jail who kept her kid home when she was sick from sickle cell anemia, as well as an innocent man on Delete's Row. Yeah, she's a fucking retard.
I saw that news report about that woman whose daughter was sick. She was in school infrequently, and it's horrifying. She was basically used her as like a symbol. Like, I'll put parents in jail if their kids are absent. Like, it was. She's
fucking awful. She's evil. Her claim to power is no fucking secret. When people say she blew Willie Brown, that's how she got in fucking office. It's not a joke. It's what happened. We knew it then. That's old. That is decades old. I was there. I was in San Francisco. I saw her act. I can't believe how many San Franciscan politicians are in power right now. Are you fucking insane, people?
Yeah.
Are you insane? Voting in San Francisco politicians in any major federal office or major state office? Are you fucking crazy? San Francisco for a long time ran despite itself because it was San Francisco. It was the tech capital. There's old money there. Well, for America, old money there, new money there. It's like mini Manhattan on the West Coast. It ran despite itself. And that's the kind of shit that the current crop use. They attach themselves to something. They are a parasite. They attach themselves to entrepreneurial business that was working just fine on its own, regulate the hell out of it, suck all its blood out, and now you're left with, well, multiple examples of the zombie apocalypse that used to be thriving cities. And people like, hey, well, she's just the answer. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I hate Gavin Newsom. He's better than her. I'd still hate it. Believe me. But she's the worst of the worst. How many takes and script rewrites were involved with Keaton's endorsement? 3, 4, probably. Kate C, a.k.a. Snake Plush Kitten. Thank you for the $5. Desert Wolfskin for $2. Zachary looks exactly like Reed Richards. He kind of does. You know what? He'd be a better Reed Richards. He'd actually be a pretty good Reed Richards, Chris. Zachary Levi, he'd be better than Pedro.
With this hair is kind of salt and pepper now. I mean, they have to put it on the sides. He would be a good Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than fucking Pedro Pascal, the Latino actor who is white passing. I was told that. I couldn't fucking believe it when I heard it. When was there balance in Hollywood? John Milius was exiled after writing and directing Red Dawn. Watch the Milius 2013 documentary on Tubi. It was more balanced than it is now, but like true balance. And Zachary Stevens said it's like maybe. I would not say true balance, but they understood business at least. They understood business. Right. I wouldn't say it was balanced ever, but it was more balanced than it is now. Every time, like Hollywood was obsessed with Watergate. Watergate was like, if you said Watergate in front of even an old school Hollywood liberal, they jizzed a little bit in their pants because it excited them so much.
Yeah.
You know, they just, Watergate, that's where we stuck it to the man. Years later, we find out it was a giant CIA op, but whatever.
It was the J6 of its time.
Yes, it was. When was there? I read that one. One of them is getting their nails done. Is it QBG? Yes, Luis. How did you know? QBG went out with the girls. He deserves a girls' day too. Okay. Sure.
It's 11:11 in my time, Gary. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
You don't know what 11:11 is?
Oops, sorry. I needed to remove that.
If you see the first Joker movie, all of the clocks are at 11.
Yeah. Okay.
And it is something, if you look at Todd Phillips' Instagram and social media, he is all about this 11:11. It's like a positive mantra of 11:11. I don't know. I don't get it, but it's a positive mantra. It's kind of a thing, and all the clocks in Joker. So just saying that. Just saying.
We got a few more to go.
Of course,
and then we'll let you go. LeGarrett for $20 says Rings of Power is not even the top 5 on Amazon streaming. Nope. And it has fallen off the top 10 of Samba. Brightest Day Audiobook says, met Sean Flannery, great guy, great and nefarious. Yes. Hail, Sean Patrick Flannery, young Indiana Jones. Verdant Horrors for $5. Did you notice Keaton framed his video like the audience was a child? He had to bend down to talk to us like children. Yes, and he was talking to you like children. Because that's how that's how a lot of Hollywood sees it's like, don't you understand how much better I am than you because I can repeat somebody else's lines that they wrote pretty well? I have influence. I have power because I can pretend. We need to get back to, like, I don't know. We need more Elon Musks. People who invent.
He's great. What he has done, and he is all about problem solving. He makes politicians look as useless as they actually are. It's shameful. And I've seen him, I've listened to tons of interviews, but it's really about what the government is bad at is capital allocation. How are you spending money to solve a problem? No one is worse at it than our own government. That and Disney is also bad.
Never watched Boondock Saints, synopsis and why you love it. Seb's Dern for $19.99. New England neighborhood, getting tired, a couple of kids getting tired of seeing good people get run, just crime is run rampant. It's a superhero story.
In a way,
it's basically two brothers of the Punisher.
But also very influenced by Tarantino type violence, stylized, like
it's
that.
very stylized, and they're anointed at one point. There's a lot of Catholicism, a lot of Catholic themes in it. And it's very style. It came out in 2000, but like it's a very 90s movie.
Yeah, it is.
99, 2000, something like that. But it's you know what it is? It's when movies were fucking cool. It's a cool movie. And it's not politically correct at all.
Yep.
Mailman for $10. Speedy recovery to Dan's. Why did I say Dane's? Dane. It's better. His spirit fingers. I'll be at the meetup to represent Man Buns in his honor. Hail. Prepare for it to be cut off, sir. Prepare for it to be cut off. My second grade teacher confiscated my Bring on the Bad Guys. Oh, no. I have since replaced it. Read my book, Eden, A Glen Haven's Tale. It says Odinson, 99M for $10. Corn Pop for $1.99 puts a director's chair. That's cool. Grilled Cheese Warlock for $5. Part of me wants to support the appearance of Jeremy as a villainous man. I would love to push DC into making merchandise of him. That would be great. Thank you both for inspiring, for the inspiration and hard work. We are celebrating 3 years as a podcast and a channel, having a blast. Cheers and hail. Also, which is your favorite Blade film, 1 or 2? Suns and Shadows for $10.
Well, Tracy Lord, so I gotta go 1.
Yeah, 1, but 2's a really fucking good movie.
I just bought the trilogy digital.
You did? Well, 4K. Blade is out in 4K.
Yeah.
So I got
just
the 4K.
I see sales. I'm like, $5. Let's go.
Great Wednesday, FNT. Very informative, and both of your views of entertainment and politics are right out of my brain. Thank you. Says Cat G3000 for $5. Cheers. Corn Pop has gifted us another director's chair, and then both for $1.99. Thank you very much. A homeless guy in Toronto, or I'll say it like they do there, Toronto, built a house from pallets. It made the news, and he's getting job offers. I hope the government doesn't knock it down. No votes for you. Well, in Canada, they probably will, Albert. But if he's getting job offers out of it and he turns around his life, that's fucking fantastic because people are mostly good. Don't listen to the black pill people out there. People are mostly good. They want to do good. Saley, I can't pronounce your last name, sorry, so I don't want to butcher it. Will you guys be watching Invincible Season 3? Eventually I will. Did Game of Thrones make it obvious Hollywood was crumbling? Well, towards the end it did. When they fucked up one of the best shows on TV, and they definitely put some intersectional feminism in with Arya and just made her fucking just super Arya at the end. Yeah, that was in hindsight, Arya turned into a fucking Mary Sue. She didn't start out that way, but she turned into one. Hickory Chip for $5. Local, and she's not like that in the books at all. Local woke bar was sending managers out to rat on other bars trying to stay open during early mid COVID-19 days. Also required vax proof to enter that bar. I would never go in that bar again. I would never frequent that bar again. But I'm glad that, some bars were open when gyms weren't. I'm glad you could swill down all that poisonous alcohol, but you couldn't fucking go, jog in place for 30 minutes. Albert, not a retro for $5. I was a wooden music center. I have a wooden music center. It looks like an older style radio, but had a cassette player on the side, a single disc DVD player, and a turntable. Cheers. You know what I have? You know what Diamond Collectibles made, Chris? An old timey. It was DC Direct, an old timey Superman radio. So it's a wooden radio. It's a wooden radio that looks like one from the 40s, and it's got a big, like a brass Superman logo on it. I'm looking at it right now. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, I remember those old, my grandparents had those tables that you'd lift up, and they had the record player, not a cassette player. This before even 8-track. I want one of those. Let me go to the Streamlabs real quick. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Oh, fuck. Really? Why do I have to log in every time? This is stupid. Give me one moment, please. Hi, chat. Hope you're doing wonderful today. Chris, do you need to go?
Eventually. I'm just, I was going to share something with you.
Share.
I can't with the audience.
We can't publicly share. Oh, well, we got two more and we're out. Jose A. Taco for $1. Anyone going to meet up, want to eat a Mr. Juicy Burger at Mr. Juicy Burger place before the meetup? It's next to Rocky Robbie's around 5:30ish. There you go. So Jose A. Taco is calling out to the fellowship. He's from San Antone. Cheers, mates. Happy Nooner is back, says Dan Tapman for $5. We're happy it's back too. We are happy it's back too. Let me just refresh this real quick, and then we will take off.
And you got the meetup. I wish I was there, man. I wish I was there.
We got a few more here. UM536 vids for $4.99. Gary, if Rings of Power left you wanting Tolkien-style elf romance, check out Frarian Beyond Journey's End. Cheers. Demon Lord, what's up? You forgot to mention drag queen Willem Dafoe. Yes. So Willem Dafoe is he's gay. He's a gay detective who's hunting the brothers, but learns to like them and everything they're doing. The cops love him, by the way. And he has one of the best scenes in it. He wakes up with his boyfriend who wants to cuddle, and he gets pissed. And he says, that's gay. He slaps him. It's so funny. And yes, he dresses as a woman in it too. And it's fucking hilarious. Willem Dafoe, it's one of his best performances. Is so fucking good in this movie. So you can't forget drag queen Willem Dafoe. Gary, is Jim Lee a horrible editor-in-chief for DC? Yes. I mean, just look what they've done under his reign. I don't think he's editor-in-chief. I don't think he's EIC. I think he's president. I think he's a symbolic president. Jim Lee is a very popular artist that a lot of people like. I like his art. I think it's fine, but he's not my favorite. No. And he doesn't really produce a lot of work. Still waiting for Wildcats #2 that he did with Grant Morrison back in the 2000s, back in the early 2000s. Anybody remember that? We got Wildcats #1, and we never got another comic again. Written by Grant Morrison. Chris Adams TV for £5 I am ramping up another YouTube video. It's a lot of effort. Watching you two and your good content gives me energy, mainly coffee, but 2% you. Hey, dude, that's awesome. 2% us is awesome, right, Chris? I mean, that's about our brain capacity anyway at this point.
True.
No, that's good. No, it's fun making stuff. We are in the middle of, we've been working on I haven't put out a video. Starting tomorrow, it will be 2 weeks, Chris, since I put out a video. It's because we've been working on one for 2 weeks while I was gone.
It's been a dry 2 weeks. You picked a good time to lay low honestly.
So I would, oh man, I'm so excited for you to see this. I've seen half of it of Perry's finished work. He'll be finished tomorrow. We're going to do a premiere tomorrow. I'll give you, it'll be before open bar, right? Cool. But we're going to do a premiere, and yeah, I got to go to Venom tomorrow. But we'll do a premiere. I'll be in the chat for the whole thing. It's looking like it's 40 minutes long, and the half I've seen is Perry's best editing work ever. I
love it.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. I can't believe he makes me look so good. What I gave him was he's so good at researching and finding clips on his own, dude.
Your videos are influential. That montage of all the Marvel writers saying they don't know the comics, that made the rounds. That woke people up. That may not be a good idea in the end.
Yeah, you have to like become familiar. I was talking to Ryan. Ryan and I are big Harry Potter fans, right? And we were talking about how much Goblet of Fire fucking sucks balls. And it's because Mike Newell, fat ass, didn't read the fucking book. You know, like Alphonse Cuarón, like a lot of people say that Prisoner of Azkaban's the worst adaptation. I would agree with that, but it's still the best movie. It's still like Alphonse Cuarón, if I'm saying his last name right. That's a masterpiece of directing. It is so well directed. It's like it's a real movie. It's not just like, oh, we're just adapting a Harry Potter movie. It's artistic. It's very artistic and helped by a great John Williams soundtrack. But I fucking love the movie, even though like the book is better. But yeah, it helps to know that shit. And thank you, Chris. And listen, I'm not that good. Perry makes me look way better than I am. But thanks, Perry. Love you, buddy. First loved your channel the last 3 years. Looking back, Game of Thrones season 7 and 8 gave insight to what Hollywood would be like. Do you watch Peaky Blinders? Yes, I fucking love Peaky Blinders, and they're doing a movie for Netflix, and I can't fucking wait. Peaky Blinders is like one of my all-time favorite shows at this point. Peaky Blinders. All right. Chris, what do you got coming up, buddy?
I got Hollywood on the Rocks. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then Troy Duffy from Boondock Saints will be on the show at 2 p.m. So an hour into the show, he's coming on.
That's fucking awesome. Guys, you need to watch that.
Yeah. We always do clips. So if you can't catch it live, we'll do clips. But yeah. So I can't wait.
He was a bouncer. The dude was a bouncer at a bar.
And Matt Harvey Weinstein. Oh, we will talk about that. And that documentary is so good.
It's so good. If you want to be a filmmaker, watch that documentary.
Yes.
Watch that documentary. And listen to Troy Duffy. Like, this was an indie dude, fucking just a bouncer at a bar, wrote a script that became incredibly hot. And Chris will tell you, he'll tell you his own story. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let him do it.
I love that guy.
Cool.
I even like Boondock Saints too.
Well, there you go. It's in theaters in a couple weeks. I bought tickets. I think it's
awesome. Sorry, should have said single CD player, says Albert, not a retro. Thank you very much, Albert. The Sky Chief for $25. 11/11 is Armistice Day, the beginning of the end of World War I, and the world found time for peace. November 11th, 1918 at 11 a.m. Cheers. I thought 11/11 was cowboy time from Ace Ventura, says Chris Adams TV. Maybe.
Well, it's been co-opted as like a spiritual thing of like you're supposed to, type it in places.
Yes.
I don't know. That's the way Todd Phillips puts it.
Chris, what a great interview you have lined up. I'm so fucking excited about that. I got to listen to it in the background. Yeah.
We do a lot of these for like small releases, so it's fun.
Yeah. Dude, watch it. I'm gonna see if any of the knuckleheads are still around town. Go hang out with them, or maybe just ignore them and watch YouTube. I don't know what I'll do. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go over our video. So, top 10 Disney Star Wars failures premieres tomorrow. 40 minutes long.
Give me a tease of the thumb.
Oh, we don't have it. I can give you a tease of I can't. No, I want to save it. No, I'll show you. I want to save it. I got to save it. I got to save it. Perry's worked too hard on this. So you'll see it tomorrow in about 24 hours. He got back to me. I've had so much fun working on this. This is like my favorite thing. He needed a little extra time, which he can always have. I hopefully it's worth the wait for you. So, but we're going to do a premiere. I will be in the chat for the premiere. I will be there. So look for that to pop up tomorrow at some point. Otherwise, we got Friday Night Tights with a very spooky special guest. Because this is, well, half the team didn't realize when I said we're going to do the costume episode the Friday before Halloween, didn't think it was the Friday before Halloween. Because this is the Friday.
To Spirit Halloween.
That's what I told them. I already got my costume. I could loan out a couple of costumes if I need to, because some of them are going to be here. We're going to do it from my dining room. It's going to be very exciting. Yeah. Me and X-Ray Girl, she's hanging out with us. She's like our kid came home from college for the next like 3-4 weeks. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But yeah, Drunk 3PO's here. Talked to Jay a little bit on the phone, like we text. So Jay's here. Ryan's here. Jeremy's here. The G&G crew, Beardo and his stick legs, his chicken legs are here. And Krista Nova is here. She's awesome. I love Krista. And some other special guests are going to show up at the meetup. Chris, we're going to miss you, but we understand you had another con to go to. Like, I get it. This is like your busy time of year. But I just want to let you know you're missed. Like, you're definitely missed. People miss you, and we're going to call you and make you feel really bad. A lot of FOMO. Yeah. So the meetup is tonight, 7:00, Ricky Bobby's. You can still RSVP, but if you can't, it's like $5. That goes to the bar, not to us. I will never, ever charge for a meetup. Ever. Any meetup I'm involved in, ain't charging. Because this is a thank you to you guys. This is the least we can do for providing my family, my friends with the greatest fucking job in the world. Absolutely. I'm so grateful to have this every day. Waking up to this every day is like a dream. It's like a dream. This is not something that was supposed to happen to a fucking former homeless drug addict felon retard. So thank you guys so much. So I can't wait to see you guys. This is my favorite part of the gig, is I get to hang out with the fellowship tonight. It's going to be so much fucking fun. So if there's a meetup in your area, try to go. We'll try to always make them free. We'll be up north in a little bit, so maybe we'll try to do something then. Up north is Wisconsin. But in the meantime, if you're here in San Antonio, see you a bit later. If not, Chris and I will be back next Wednesday.
That's right.
Take care, everybody. Oh, and thanks, mods and Nerdrotics and everybody who super chat and donation. Love you guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.